I know, I think you live in Pennsylvania. This
Yes,
is
right.
New York State, and as you probably know, New York State is a home rule state, and that means the Constitution of the state guarantees the rights of municipalities to pass their own ordinances. And I think you'll also agree that ECL 23, which is the controlling law on this issue, speaks of regulation and is silent on zoning. And many lawyers, apart from the slot cheese, you can have this whole discussion without talking about the slot cheese. For instance, Robert Feller from Bond, Schunk, and King says a municipality could use zoning to make gas drilling a prohibited use in all areas. You have a similar opinion from Michelle Kennedy out of Cooperstown, and Kennedy and Mathis from the Association of Towns of Whiteman, as you said. Also, many lawyers agree that towns have the legal right to zone. Zoning is an established fact in this state, in this country. And zoning is not the same as regulation. Moreover, these zoning laws, and I agree with you, a town cannot ban it, a zoning law are not being enacted for any other reason than that people want it. We know in this county and in Delaware County, where we've done polling, that the vast majority of people do not want hydraulic fracturing in their own towns. And we are a home rule state, and this is a right that people have under the law, under the New York State Constitution. And it's not just,
Just let him go.
and it's not something that's being brought in from the outside. This has been a popular movement. And here's a map showing all of the movements throughout the Marcellus area where there are zones and moratorium in there. It's a very popular movement. It's gaining steam. This is outdated. The town of Jerusalem passed a zoning prohibition on gas drilling last night. This map is constantly changing. People don't want it, and they have a right to control their own destiny.
Let me address a couple. Well, I want to address a couple of points. Go ahead.
Okay, but if you look at your deed, you own the mineral rights to your property, unless there's exclusions there and would be on your deed. Now, any township that takes away your mineral rights had better be willing and able to pay you for them. Because that is a constitutional violation and it's taking without due process.
Let me address Bruce. I'd like to address Bruce's comment because I'd like to keep this in an orderly fashion where we do question and answer and so on, if it's okay with everybody. I'll address a couple points. First of all, I'm thoroughly familiar with New York State home rule law. I've written numerous local laws in New York State, numerous ones. And section 10 of the municipal home rule law is the one that governs, and it does not allow anything to supersede the state. You must stay within the general guidelines of the state. That is a fundamental rule of home rule. It is not, you don't have carte blanche to go off in this area or that area. You've got to stay within the big parameters of the state. Now, so we can argue all day long, Bruce, about the extent of that, and I'm not sure there's much point in it. You have your view, I have mine.
Of course, there's supersession.
Well, what's
I
that?
agree with that.
Yeah,
And
there of course there's supersession, but it's supersession with regard in the framework that has been designed by the state. That's what it is. So there's not a carte blanche. That's the first point. The second point is, a lot of these ordinances that are enacted, you held up that map. We've done an analysis of that. Almost none of those communities have any marketable gas. That's why they're being targeted. The town of Lumberland has no gas. I use it as an example, but it was picked precisely because it had no gas. There is no constituency for gas, and therefore it's easy to get it passed there. And it's easy to get it passed in every one of the other damn 68 places that are considering it, okay? It's easy to get it done there because there's no opposition. Now, and that's why it's been picked. So, we can argue all day long. I can list my attorneys, you can list yours. Ultimately, it will be decided by the Court of Appeals. I'm pretty confident. You're confident? We'll see who's right. Yes, I think there was a hand over here and then Jill, I think, not over here.